Alright, CSS battle time. Let's get this done. I'm sick today, so I'm not going to explore too much on this. Interesting. I feel like this right here is just screaming an element on its own that's a radial gradient, you know, that just repeats. Yeah, I think so. And so I need to make this with something. It could be a conic gradient, could be borders. It's this middle bar that makes things a little more difficult, because I'd like to do it with one element. Alright. I think I'm going to do borders. Inline. Just going to start with that. And we're going to make it this. But that line in the middle. It's just the reason for the borders is because we can just do this background. You know? Now if we did box shadow, I'd have to do 2 insets. I could do that. I could do 2 insets and make that. But then I'd have to do a 3rd outside box shadow to make the other color. I think, can we do borders like, no, I don't, what am I thinking? What if I'm looking at this wrong? Because I'm looking at this as this line being the edge of the circles masking this line underneath. But should I look at this differently? Well, let's just go with this. It's too much, obviously. It's gonna be more like 50 on the top and bottom. Yep. And then 80, 90. Okay. I could make that a linear gradient. No, it'd show up on everything with the margin. Conic gradient would work, but it'd have to be fixed. You could do a conic gradient. I could do the 2 box shadows, but then the purple wouldn't. But well, let's just go conic. Who cares? I'm doing this fast. Not good. Alright. We're going 3/4 purple. Right. And then 1/4 this. I know I'm overthinking this a lot. We're doing at. It's going to be 20 pixels by like 150 pixels, something like that. Wrong dimensions. I gotta flip those. 150 by 20. There we go. And let's just throw a not a fixed, but yeah, fixed. On that, let's move it into position. 100. There we go. 100. Now we can just move this around. It needs to go lower. Good. And then we need to make it full width, so it needs to get longer. There we go. And we have a bar. And we can just select the body. We can do its own background. It's going to be a radial gradient. 1Q. It's going to be this color for like 50 pixels, something like that. And then we're going to go to that color. There we go. Our margins are real close. margin is going to be 0, 20. Let's see. We got to do a little bit more. 40. That looks about right. Now let's move it vertically. Oh, no, no, no. I need it to repeat. So let's go 0, 0. Let's do that and then see what our repetition looks like. Oh, that's horizontal repetition. I don't need that. I need vertical repetition. Okay. Probably can get away with like 90. Nope, I need 100. Oh, it's almost there. 110. That looks even. And then we move it. Okay. I think it's going to be three units no matter what. Why? Oh, okay. It's getting clipped. So we're going to come over here, do -10, and then we do 0 there, right? Yep. Okay. So it was taller than where the border's at for the HTML, but thankfully negative margin fixed that right quick. Good. 100%. That's nice. I like 100%. That's messy. Sorry, excuse me. All right. Let's reduce these down. At least the easy ones. 35 EW, right? Did I get that one right? Okay, I thought so. 5 EW. 190, I wonder what that's going to be, and 110, I can't remember. Let's go get our unit golf opened. 190, 201Q, that's right, and 110. Yeah, okay. Let's see if that works. It is a conic gradient, and those are more particular, but it looks good on the diff. I'm not going to fight the 110 on the radial gradient. I just know how that's probably going to go. Although I wonder, its size, I wonder if percentage works here. Always ask that question. Okay, does. Ooh, I like that because when you have a percentage there that works, oh, let's check that it works before we get too crazy. We can actually save an extra character this way. Not that this solution needs one more character saved, but it's sometimes worth doing. Let's back that out, move it up, and then we can take these values and slap them on the front here. Because of the percentage, we can get rid of that space so that it's actually one less character, getting rid of that parentheses, as long as it's the very last property that's used. Cool. 208 characters, which seems excessive, but we got it done. So I'm gonna go convalesce. Hope you're having fun with this. I'll catch you later.